Have you ever wondered why some words cut so deep they leave scars, while others can lift a broken soul back to life? This is the story of how just a few words written differently took an old school teacher turned blind beggar away from the street and gave him a loving home. This story contains various twists. Watch the whole video to find out. Years ago, Mohan was a beloved school teacher in a small city in India. His students adored him for his kindness and patience. Parents trusted him. He wasn't rich, but respect was his true wealth. But life doesn't spare even the kindest souls. First, his wife passed away young due to cancer, leaving him to raise their only son alone. Then in his late 50s, his eyesight began to fade. Cataracts blurred his world, one day at a time. He promised himself he'd save for surgery, but destiny had other plans. The little salary he earned, and the savings he had went toward food, rent, and his only son's college education. But a road tragedy took his son's life before he could even graduate. Mohan was left all alone. Whatever few relatives he had all turned their backs on him when they realized he would need their financial support. By the time Mohan turned 70, his cataracts had progressed to near blindness. The man who had once lit up classrooms could barely read his beloved books. His hands trembled, the same hands that once wrote lessons of hope on classroom blackboards. Now, they held a begging bowl. His signboard, crudely written by a stranger, read, "I am blind, please help me." But no one did. Morning after morning, Mohan sat in a quiet corner of a busy marketplace. Hundreds passed, businessmen, students, mothers, but nobody gave him even a glance of empathy. Then came the first mini twist. Sometimes, the people who ignore us the most are the ones we had helped earlier. Familiar voices floated around him. Laughter, greetings, chatter. He recognized their tones. They belonged to the same children he had once taught years ago. Now, successful adults, they spoke of business deals, families, and success. But none recognized the frail figure sitting silently by the road. He could have called out, but his pride stopped him. Because what is more painful, hunger or having to beg from those you once taught to stand tall? He chose silence. And so, his begging bowl and stomach both stayed mostly empty. Days turned into weeks until one afternoon when a small voice broke the monotony. "Grandpa, why are you sitting here alone?" A boy no more than 10 stopped in front of him. Mohan smiled weakly, explaining his blindness and his signboard. The boy looked at the board, then at the people walking past indifferently. Something in his young eyes shifted. He didn't say a word. He quietly picked up the chalk, erased the old words, and wrote something new. Then he placed the board back, gently caressed Mohan's hands, and walked away. Mohan couldn't see what the boy had written, but within minutes, everything changed. The same people who had ignored him now stopped. A woman dropped coins into his bowl. A businessman, briefcase in one hand, pressed a folded note into Mohan's hand. Soon others followed. By evening, Mohan's bowl overflowed with money. Mohan's heart raced. He couldn't see the world, but he could feel it seeing him again. He thanked the boy with all his heart. And so, if this story has touched your heart, please take just 2 seconds to like and share this video and subscribe to Story Wisdom Decoded. Also let me know which country you are watching from. It costs you nothing, but it helps this small channel reach hearts that need hope. Now back to the story. When the boy returned after school and once again caressed Mohan's hands, the old blind man recognized the soft touch. Mohan asked, his voice trembling, "Child, what did you write on the board?" The boy smiled shyly and said, "I didn't change your truth, Grandpa. I just changed how others saw it. I wrote, 'What if I were your father?'" Hearing this, tears streamed from Mohan's eyes, because that single question had done what pity never could. It awakened empathy. That question made strangers pause, not because Mohan begged, but because they imagined their fathers in his place. But the biggest twist in this story was yet to come. As the boy's father came to take him home, he froze at the sight of the blind man. He recognized Mohan despite his old age, white beard, and black glasses. His voice cracked. "Mohan, sir? Is that you?" Mohan recognized the voice too, now deeper and mature, but still familiar. It was Karan, one of his brightest students from years ago, the same boy whose school fees Mohan had quietly paid from his own pocket since the boy's family was very poor. Mohan's generosity all those years ago had changed Karan's destiny. He was now a successful businessman. Karan fell to his knees and said, "You taught me everything I know, and you sat here suffering. Why didn't you ask for help from people? I was living with my family in Mumbai all this while. We just relocated here last week. If I had come to know before, this would never have happened. From today onwards, you will come and live with us. Please, sir, don't say no." Mohan smiled faintly and said, "A teacher gives. He does not ask." And so, the old teacher's life came full circle. His own family was long gone, but life had returned him a family through the very student he had once helped. His days of begging were over, and it was all because of one schoolboy who knew the true power of words. So, here's the lesson. Words can break the hardest hearts or heal the deepest wounds. They can make us blind to others or open our eyes to their pain. The world doesn't change when we shout our truth louder. It changes when we choose words that help others feel it. Thanks for watching.